Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our weekly session. So I'm glad to see all of you here in this meeting. And today we have planned to cover these topics such as access and control, CEDAR localization, and also including the deployment part as well, and then the updates on the special issue. I don't know if Professor Miriam has anything in her agenda. Professor Miriam, do you have
Well, I
anything?
just found it just fine, Alia.
Okay, so that's good. So, so with that, I would like to ask Putu, as usual, to give us an update on data and access control, specifically like the on country leads and how is the communication goes on at the country levels.
Thanks, Alia. I will share my screen now. So I will update access and control progress. So yesterday we had a meeting, and so right now we are waiting for signed document from Tanzania and Liberia. And I will mention one by one. So from Uganda, still two private, still same, two private hospital confirmed, and still waiting for government health facilities. From Zimbabwe, now there are 3 health facilities confirmed, and Kuda still finalized with Ndanga Hospital. And from Ethiopia, 21 health facilities confirmed. And from Somalia, 5 health facilities confirmed. And from Kenya, 3 hospital confirmed. And still waiting for the result of the meeting, Kenyatta University meeting and Professor Miriam meeting with Ministry of Health of Nairobi County.
Not me, Reginald.
And from Nigeria to Reginald, Professor Reginald, sorry. So from Nigeria to health facility confirmed, all of them are University Medical Center. And from Tanzania, waiting for the data processing agreement to be signed. And total confirmed 36 health facilities, 5 from Somalia, 2 from Uganda, 3 from Kenya, 2 from Nigeria, 3 from Zimbabwe, and 21 from Ethiopia. And the next step is to do first communication with health facilities, and I'm expecting I made this Google Sheet that I also share in the VODAN communication tools. So I list all of the health facilities, and then I will update with the coordinator or the person that will communicate with health facilities about when the first communication date. And also I forgot the one column here. It is who contact with the health facilities and what is the result. So I expected that information, and all of that information can be found in VODAN communication tools. That's from the update about the communication with health facilities. But the other update is from Eric Flicken's child. We had a meeting 1 hour ago, and we still discuss about what is the best approach to create a personal health train for access and control. Right now we will discuss about Vantage 6. It is open source software that is really like fit with our project, but Eric Flicken's child still like want to check is it enough to secure the system, because the last discussion we talk about the Docker that is not secure to Docker image that is not secure to send the calculation. So that basically what we discussed 1 hour ago. So that's all, Alia.
Thank you very much for this update, Putu. So
maybe I can ask 2 things there, Alia. One is Putu. What do you want in terms of receiving updates? I think there were updates from Uganda this morning. Can you put in the chat where you want the coordinators and the contact people to fill you in on all the, because we are having 85 health facilities in my count. So you need to get the names of the ones that have also been contacted and confirmed. So what is your procedure there? Can you put that, can you say that and put that in the app?
Yes, sure. Actually, I share it on the general the general link in the questionnaire communication tools, and I will put in the chat box right now.
And on the discussion with Eric Flickenshields, does that overlap with the work of the Monday group with John, with Getu, Samson, Rodwan, Aliyah, of course?
No, I don't think so, Professor Miriam, because Eric Flickenstiel is approach is like right now is like finding the best method to do an approach to do personal health train. So basically, right now we are talking about Vantage 6 that the researcher from outside the system can send the algorithm, can send the input by Python or R. So and then go to the server, and then this server will be create a Docker image and then goes to the repository. So I don't think so. I don't think that is overlap. But I think I will discuss with Aliyah and Getu and John about this. But we are still not finalized the approach, Professor Miriam.
Okay, right. Good. So please put in the email, because I see Kuda is also here, your link where people can add the health facilities, the spreadsheet.
Yes, sure.
Thanks a lot for this update, Putu. So the next is an update on the CEDAR localization meeting, which was yesterday. So basically, let me share my screen. Just a second. So basically, there were some discussion on the meeting that was held on Friday. So I guess Getu and Samson update us on that as well after this this summary that I'll make. So the main thing that we discussed yesterday, it was VODAN portal. So we just call it VODAN portal. So basically it is the portal or bioportal which will be installed locally in health facilities, which will not require like the simultaneous internet connection. So due to internet connection issues in some regions or hospitals, we assumed that having a bioportal installed locally would be nicer and then safer, I mean, in terms of internet connection. So Professor Francesca, John, Getu, Samson, and everyone in the team was also agreed on this one. So having it called VODAN portal, so far. And then installed VODAN portal together with CEDAR embeddable editor. Sorry. Yeah. So, the CEDAR embeddable editor installed together with this VODAN portal, and everything. These two platforms will be located in a machine, and so the task was at the last meeting to try to install this VODAN portal, which is actually Onto portal, but we call it VODAN portal for our purposes, where we store all the terms which we will use in our templates. So Ghetto and Samson, said that together with Ghetto, they will try to install and look it up. So how it will work together with CEDAR embeddable editor. VODAN portal will store all the terms that will be in the templates. So basically all the templates that we reuse from BioPortal, and then that we create ourselves. So basically this is a short update about VODAN portal. And also there was some discussion that we probably will need to add for the Friday trainings a few more sessions, like how to run and deploy CEDAR embeddable editor, and this will probably be by the will be added to the after 8th week. That we will be teaching the training for data stewards. So, well, what else? I think that's it with the yesterday's meeting, and I would like to ask Samson or Getu give us a short update on the installation and the deployment part, because yesterday there was some internet issues from Samsung's side. Okay, Bert, I see that you have a question.
Yes, and good afternoon to everybody. I just wanted to understand a little bit better about the VODAN portal. Is that let's say, is that one single location where you store all the templates, or will it be, let's say, on multiple locations where you will store this?
So probably, since the main goal is here to have it installed in a machine, so we have them in multiple multiple locations because of the internet. So, and then we'll probably have the main on top, like the VODAN portal, where we duplicate the terms that we need for the different locations. So, and we're still discussing and figuring out how to better approach this one. So, yeah.
Yes, because from the picture, it looks a little bit like you have it in one location, stored in one location, and then linked to all the 7 countries. But I understand from you that there are, let's say, copies of this VODAN portal in each and every country.
Yeah. So basically, like, we create the template in CEDAR itself, right? Yeah. And we also create the terms in Onto portal, and then distribute and install them in different locations.
Okay. Okay, clear. Thanks for the explanation. I'll lower my hand.
So yeah. Please, Getu or Samson, would you like to give us an update?
Yes, thank you, Alia. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to quickly discuss on what we try to address, and then I'll also discuss about the way forward. We were discussing about the methods of integrating this embeddable, the CEDAR embeddable editor. In our last presentation, we showed how we managed to deploy it locally. But in the recent discussion, the first understanding was to be able to package CEDAR and deploy it locally. So we would be able to, and the team with John and his team were working on ways of packaging CEDAR so that it can be deployed locally. I mean, the whole component, it has a microservice architecture, and they were thinking of deploying the whole components in a form of a virtual box that's going to be deployed in our premises. But from the discussion and our suggestion,
Samson?
problems and
Samson?
in the context of and of a little but
Samson? Am I only the one that can hear Samson?
No, there's a problem with the connection of Samsung.
Okay. So let me see if Getu is on the call. Okay, so I see that Getu is not on the call as well. So I see that there are some internet connections from Samsung's side. So Samsung, if you could update us on the chat box, that would be also great if you have some limited internet connection. So there are some discussions on the in the chat regarding the number of hospitals, right? Putu, maybe you can take the floor and discuss discuss it now, so everyone can be clear what kind of sheet to use, where they have to put the updates.
I think it's okay, Aliyah. We're just sorting it out. All the information is there, so we're just adding it. I can ask Kuda also to check for Zimbabwe.
All right.
But if there is a problem with the link of Samsung, then maybe Getu or Rudwan can take over, because they were also in the same meeting yesterday. Or you, Aliyah.
Getu is not on the call, so I think probably Rudwan can take the floor then. Rudwan, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Let me think. Oh yeah, so yesterday we were talking about the technical team with John. And were there any specific things we should go over regarding that?
Well, I was asking about an update from the Friday's meeting, Friday or Thursday.
Oh, the Friday meeting. Okay. Yeah, we mainly discussed. Getu was discussing the connectivity with the API keys to the server, and especially how to secure that. Because most residences will have one server, so there's some concerns like how we do the connection from the embedded editor to the in-resident CEDAR instance, because we can't have, for example, a server in between that handles some encryption. So yeah, some methods have to be considered to hide the API key or to have some authentication programmed into the VODAN instance. Yeah, that's what's the main thing we discussed with John at the time.
Okay, Rodon, thanks a lot for this update. Also, if you don't mind, at this point, I would like to give an update from the Friday's training that Mariam and I were giving for data stewards. So the number of data stewards for this training were like 31 registered from Google form. So, and last Friday was the second data stewards training, where we covered how to select vocabularies for the templates and what is the selection criteria, and some terminology related to vocabulary, and also data, metadata, semantic data, and semantic metadata. So, and also we have discussed the regarding the assignments that we gave the week before. So I would like to give an update now, because since Friday there was some update from Teams. So I have received the OPD template from Nigerian data stewards team, Ethiopian, Kenya, Uganda. So I'm still waiting from Zimbabwe, Kuda. So I think you mentioned that you were working on it. So if you can update me on that, so that is going to be so great. And also I have received an update from Liberia, from a nurse, and also still waiting an update from Somalia. So Din Jamal or Tihist. So if you can also update me on the OPD form that you created in CEDAR. So yeah. So basically this is it from Friday training, and this week we're going to dive deeper. So with the vocabularies that we create ourselves, so how to create those vocabularies in BioPortal, and how to create them in Excel sheet, to transform it to SCOS format, and then later on we will work with them uploading those terms to publishing those terms to BioPortal. With this, if you don't have any questions at this point, I would like to ask an update on the special issue. So, professors.
Aliyah, maybe can we first have an update on the group of Professor Sakinat, which is working on the dashboards and the pipeline?
Yeah. So then Dr. Sakinat, if you can update us on the dashboards and then on the pipelines. So what is the progress on that?
Yeah, hello everyone. Good evening, good afternoon. On the dashboard, we had a meeting on Friday with John and his team. He brought some of his team from Stanford University, and Getu was there, myself, Ezekiel was there, and then we now agree that we first of all have to finish with the embeddable editor and some of the other work that Samson and Geto are doing before we eventually get to the analysis stage that will build a machine learning pipeline for the dashboard. But we are on our way to getting there. And though initially John said that there was analytics at the back end of CEDAR, but we couldn't get to that discussion because it took us a lot of time. So we now factor that we'll meet for another time to discuss the analytics. But he said that they were just simple analytics, maybe like exploring the data. But with what Samson and Geto are doing, when we are able to do a bulk upload of data, when we can do that successfully on CEDAR, then that is when we can do any meaningful analytics on the data, because the more the merrier. The more data you have, the more the better the result for the model. So we will wait for another meeting with John, but while we're waiting for that, we plan to keep ourselves up to date or up to speed with some of the models that we could probably use, like maybe Yinlin. I don't know how far he knows about machine learning analysis. So we plan to bring ourselves up to date with that. So when the time comes, then another factor that we are looking at, that we pray that we are able to cross the hurdle. Now, we know that our data is going to be in RDF eventually. So what with the RDF now, we are trying to look at how can Power BI, being a tool that we could use for our backend, can Power BI take RDF as data? Because so far, what we see so far are the common data formats that we have around, like .csv, like table or Excel and others. So we are also looking at that too. So we hope to talk more on it at the next meeting. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Sakinat, for this update. So, and I would like to ask you.
Samson and Gato are back, so they might want to do their updates now.
Okay. So,
thanks, Prof. So, yeah, can I? Yeah. So we discussed on a lot of issues, and there was an issue of security and privacy that was brought up, and we also discussed on the deployment scenarios and deployment issues which need to be discussed on the VODAN side. And some of the challenge with the embeddable editor is there are some fields which are not yet fixed, and John promised that they would be fixed in the coming 1 or 2 months, and ability to edit the JSON ALD in the embeddable editor as well is being worked out, and the need to localize CEDAR to make it an FDP is also a work in progress and needs discussion on how the architecture should be developed as well. So as a way forward, we agreed that our team in VODAN develops an application which is going to wrap around the CEDAR embeddable editor, which is going to take care of a lot of the communication with other components. We also agreed on the localized deployment of Onto Portal. It is a big image, and we have now managed to download it with the internet we have. And I think we should have an update next week on how we manage to deploy it and how we are going to integrate it with the CEDAR embeddable editor. That's what we are going to work on this week, and we'll try to report back next week. And it's going to be interesting to see how we keep this one as a terminology service that's going to be used in the VODAN community, because we have been developing the vocabularies, and we will be trying to test those vocabularies on our own portal. Another decision that we made is that the team in VODAN needs to learn about the CEDAR development process, and the VODAN team can in fact manage its own fork of the CEDAR and integrate back any development that has been done. And what Alia has raised in the training aspect, I think if we manage to also work on the localized Onto Portal deployment and other localization things that are being done, because we are following an open source model. We also want to share all the little experiences that we get here and there, back to the group so that everyone is on the same page, and so that we also learn from each other. And thank you. Over to you, Alia.
Thanks a lot, Samson, for this wonderful update. I have a question. I think this is something to ask from Professor Miriam. So Professor Miriam, so the question is now, when we will run these CEDAR embeddable editors and deploy in hospitals, so we probably need data stewards trained and know that how to install and deploy those CEDAR embeddable editors and onto portals, like we call it VODAN portal. So do we include, do we train data stewards how to run and deploy? If we train them, do we include this training to Friday trainings, or do we run the parallel training?
No, that's a very good question, Alia, how we picture that. The way I picture it is Professor Francesca here?
So she messaged me like she had a storm last night and that she had some internet connection issues.
Okay, so I don't know, I've not discussed this question with her, so I'm going to give you my own view, but she needs to say if she sees it the same way. But the way I'm looking at it is that we are now developing really a big team of data stewards who can manage in a flexible way to work, first of all, to make and adapt the templates, and also to generally work with CEDAR in a proper way. So that is the Friday meetings that you are doing. But we have identified, and I am updating this now in this spreadsheet of Putu, that we have already discussed that in every country we have a technical lead. So in Somalia, that is Tigist. In Tanzania, that is you. In Kenya, that is Putu. In Uganda, that is Mariam. In Nigeria, well, there are, I think, several. And so the technical leads, they are the ones who would be training the data stewards in the hospital. But the data stewards in the hospital, they need to be able to work with the embeddable editor. So they don't need to have the deep knowledge that the data stewards here are gaining from the training of John and from you. So the training, the deployment of the embeddable editor and everything that comes with it, we will have the technical leads to help the data stewards in the hospitals and the IT people in the hospitals, and then the data stewards are just simply trained to work with the embeddable editor. If there then is a problem with the embeddable editor, it goes back to the trainers of trainers here. So everybody here is trainers of trainers, and we serve the people who are doing the data entry with the embeddable editors. Does that make sense?
Yes, so like the Friday trainings is like training for trainer of trainers, right?
Yes, the facilitation happens here. Everybody here is part of the technical team, the technical support team, and we support the data stewards in the health clinics to produce the data and to make sure that everything is installed properly to make that happen. But we are not necessarily training them up to the level of our level here, Sakinat.
So yeah, may I just clarify one thing here? But for instance, coordinators from each country, I think, have to be familiar how to run and deploy CEDAR embeddable editor and also onto portal in this case, right? And then guide data stewards at place.
Correct. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So then the question is here, like coordinators of the countries, have to know how to run and deploy this CEDAR embeddable editor and ONTO portal. That's what
the technical leads.
Yeah.
So I'm not expecting Dr. Bernard in Zimbabwe to know how to deploy, but Kuda, yes.
Okay, so then we have 8 weeks training for data stewards on Fridays, and then will we have the separate training for technical leads, how to run and deploy this stuff, or?
Yes, but that we only have it once we have Samson and Getu and you and the team with John would have finalized that.
Yeah, so I'm just clarifying that, so
yeah,
make sure that everyone on the everything is in the schedule. So,
yeah, we had said, we can go back to that, but we had said that in May we would integrate the technical tools. So that is what you are working on.
Took the money, or a car is responsible.
So that is what we are working on right now to make sure that the tools are ready for deployment.
Yes, thanks a lot. I think Dr. Sakinat has a question. So Dr. Sakinat, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Alia. And when Professor Micham was mentioning the technical leads for all countries, I didn't get to hear for Nigeria, but I believe that myself and Abdullah Kawu are the technical lead for Nigeria. Is that it, Alia? I want to confirm.
Yes, but I mean, I see that the same, you and Dr. Abdullah Hikawa, the coordinators from Nigeria. Professor Miriam, can you confirm it also?
Sakinat, you are the coordinator. It's up to you to decide. I don't think Francesca and I do that. So since you are the country coordinator together with Ibrahim, you decide how you manage. The same is for Jamal. It's not everywhere the same. So Jamal has now provided Abib for the technical team, and he is also providing someone for the communication team. So it's different for each country. In Ethiopia, we have Wondimu as the coordinator, and then there is Tigist as the technical lead, Samson, of course, and Getu. And then there are 2 people really work with the facilities, which is mostly Ephraim and Aukichu. So there are different things in different countries, but it's the coordinator who decides.
Professor Miriam, I think I can also share the list of data stewards that we decided for the vocabularies and template creation. So may I share?
I think you can. The best is to add it here in the spreadsheet. If I can show you my screen now. If I can. So this is the screen of Putu's spreadsheet. So here now we see the location, the region, the location. We see the name. I think here we still have, I think what is meant here is also the level of health facility, Wondimu, or Aukichu, who is there. So it's good that it says government, but it would also be good if it said level 3 or level 1, or the typology of the institution. Here is the coordination first. Then who is the coordinator of VODAN? So here that I was just filling it out, it would be Wondimu. Then the VODAN person in charge with communication. So I don't know, but I could imagine that maybe this one is Ephraim and this one is Aukichu. Is this correct? I'm asking the Ethiopia team. And then the VODAN technical support lead is it Tigist doing both Ethiopia and Somalia, or had we divided it? This is what I don't remember. And then the communication lead in the hospital, that we don't know, that the Ephraim or Aukichu need to put it in, and the lead in the hierarchy of the hospital.
So Tihist is leading the Somalian team in vocabularies and template creation.
And in Ethiopia?
Ethiopia is Ephraim and Augichu.
So they're doing both communication and technical leads. That's a lot. Wondimo is here. I don't know. He can clarify. So we have asked to have people who are in charge of technical deployment and in charge of hospitals when there are many. I don't know if somebody from the Ethiopian team can speak to it. Yeah.
Thank you, Prof. I think that's a good suggestion at the beginning, but for the hospital communication lead, so they will be in charge to lead the communication from the respective health facility. But the overall communication lead in charge will be Ephraim for Ethiopian, but we can assign Augicho in other, because it's better to assign one individual in each area. So the communication lead will be Ephraim, and then Augicho can be support.
For the technical lead.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense. So Augichu will be the first lead on the technical deployment, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's very good. And then so here, Ephraim could say this is the first person, contact person, he can put it in here. And then if it is useful to have the lead in the hierarchies, like for instance in Tanzania, if we have the same, then the communication lead in the hospital is Dr. Jeremiah, and the lead in the hierarchy is Dr. Alex. So sometimes there's a difference there. You can speak to them for different elements. So maybe if you sign the document, it needs to come from Dr. Alex, but for all practical matters, it is Dr. Jeremiah who is in the lead. So that's why that is distinguished, if that is clear. Is that clear? Do you find that clear?
Yeah, Prof, it's clear. Maybe if there is any change, we will discuss this weekend, and then let you know the team about each activities, and then the focal person for each side.
Yeah, perfect. And then here in either, in fact, it might be different, because I can imagine that here it will be Dr. Araya doing this, and then I don't know, I could say here for the sake of argument Gitu and Samson, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, Professor. Maybe
I think that is yes.
Yeah, communication lead in the hospital could be Toshima. He was the data expert in our previous TOT.
Your sound is very soft, Wandimo. We can hear, but very soft.
This is Gato, Prof.
Oh, Gato.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Eider hospital, the same as you did.
Yeah.
So maybe the communication lead in hospital could be Toshima. Toshima, if you may remember him, he was in the TOT training in 6 months. So we can put him as a communication lead in hospital. Yeah.
So you all have access to this document. So I can just ask for everybody now to fill this out. So here, this is Reginald. And then so that we have really a proper overview, which will help a lot. And so then here, Aliyah,
you
go down.
Please, Professor, can we have the link to this sheet?
It is in the chat, but I can put it again. I can put it again. It's the same one as what Putu had just posted. I've just made some changes. So yeah, Aliyah, is that now clearer?
Yeah. For me, it's clear.
Then did you want to go to the special issue?
Yes. So I would like to ask to give an update on the special issue, Dr. Sakinat or Misha. So who will give an update on that one? Dr. Sakinat or Misha?
Yeah, I'm here, but I don't think Misha is around.
Yeah, he's not on the call. I see that.
He's not on the call. Yes. What happened is that during the week, I think we received about one new article. It's a data article, and it's currently under review right now. And then we got feedback from some other authors that the article was sent back for edits and some corrections. We got some back from them. So that's as far as we have, and the ones that we have already accepted. We thank Susan. She's really editing and doing a fantastic job with that. And above all, we also thank Professor Mija, always excellent with the review. So that's the update on the special issue. It's as good as the last one. We only received one new data article this week. Thank you.
Yeah, and I can add that there are 2 more articles received back from Susan. So those receiving that information are asked to follow up on that immediately. And then there will be 2 more articles edited by her this week. So yeah, we're really getting into a lot of finished articles. And we received that article. I don't know if you're talking about the same, Sakinat. Yilin is also almost finished with his article. So even on the second special issue, we are making a lot of progress. So it's going very, very well. And I received a new article from Ezekiel and team. And that one I have looked at, but I'll get back on it. I have some questions, so I'll get back. I have read it, so that is coming.
Thank you, Professor.
Yeah, and then maybe I can also speak about the new series that we will have in June with the San Diego Supercomputer Center. We are going to have a new series of 4 meetings in which we really showcase the work that we have done. And Obina has very kindly offered his assistance. So we are making now the preparations for these. And any suggestions that you have are welcome. So I think that next week we'll be able to provide the program on that. So that's that, Alia.
Okay, so we have a question from Bert.
Yeah, not really a question, but now that the name of Obina was mentioned, I would like to congratulate him on this newsletter that he wrote about the fact that it was exactly 1 year ago that we started this project. And I think that he did a very nice and good write-up for this event. So kudos to him. Good job.
Well, definitely. Thank you, Beth. Obina, you've been working so hard, and all the communication to the clinics has been so clear, and then you've followed up in making us all shine out there. So that thank you is really well deserved. Thank you, Obina.
Yes, and it might be good to, I don't know, a smart way to post maybe these write-ups, because I think they were good. The previous one was also very good. This one is good again. So maybe it's nice to give it a place on our website, and you know, just make sure that everybody who wants to read it, that he can read those newsletter updates, basically.
Thank you, Beth.
So thanks a lot for this update, and thanks a lot, Bert, for this. Congratulations. Yeah, I would like to also thanks Abina for this wonderful work that he's doing his from site. I see that there is Din Jamal raised his hand. So Din Jamal, do you have a question or?
Thank you so much. I want to just to ask if we are in position to create a template. And normally here in Somalia, we have in health facilities that government governed by the government is they use just 2 OBDs, is under 1 OBD and over 5 OBD. But in the health facilities that is in maybe clinics, they just use 1 general OBD. So I want to clarify from the other colleagues how they manage in that. For example, in Uganda, as they already created the template, do they created 3 of them, general OBD, under 5 and over 5, or just they create under 5 over 5 only? That's my question number 1. Number 2 is that, yes, you mentioned that in that Beta has asked also, Bert, it was, do we need to, in 1 machine for Somalia, or we need 20 machines for all for each? I mean, in each health facility will be it have 1 machine, or 1 will be enough, or 3, or like that, something like that. So I think I'm clear. I'm asking if it's possible to give a machine for each and every health facility that we just selected. Thank you.
Thank you, Din Jamal, for this question. Yeah.
For the, so machine, you mean computer, right?
Yes, so I think Din Jamal means, do we need machines for ONTA portals? So we are still figuring out what kind of technical requirements are for the VODAN for the ONTA portal. So, and then we'll give an update on this one. But for now, we are trying to install it in our local machine and see if it really requires the separate machine, or it can be installed with the CEDAR embeddable editor. So then we'll update on that.
In addition to that, Jamal, in the budget, we have generally 1 computer per facility and 1 server per country, except for countries where we only have, say, 1 clinic. But we still have to make some finals on that when we have the final number, because we have a ceiling on the budget. But generally that would be the case. Yes, but the question or the issue that Aliyah raises is still very important, because there was an issue with John if we needed 1 or 2 computers. So in facilities where you have none, then I mean, basically it would have to be in 1 computer, because we really don't have a budget for 2 computers. Rudwan, did you want to speak to that?
I think there was 1 more question from Din Jamal regarding this. So he was asking how to approach, so they have 2 kinds of OPD and then general OPD. I would like to ask maybe Mariam to answer to this question, since she was working creating templates for Uganda. Mariam, can you speak to that? Mariam, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry, what do you want me to speak to?
So there was a question from Din Jamal asking, so they have 2 OPDs, and then I don't remember the exact names. So, and then there is a general OPD, use it in at clinics. So the question was, do we need to create all the OPDs, or we can somehow select the ones that we can use for our purposes?
We had actually decided to select one for each country, one outpatient register for each country. And because Ethiopia had another register as well, and it's a bit similar. It's actually similar to the one of Uganda and most likely Kenya as well, though we don't have the ones from for the epidemiological diseases from Kenya. But so we had basically decided to select one OPD register to start with, and then one epidemiological disease register.
But what if they have 3 OPDs? So do they need to create the one that they use at clinics, right?
Yes, they should most definitely create the one that is used at the clinics.
Okay.
Well, I actually thought we had concluded this, but okay, I'll follow it up.
All right. Dean Jamal, does it answer to your question?
Yeah, thank you so much. And also, I will coordinate with text. Thank you so much. That's clear.
But this is for Somalia.
Yeah, this is for Somalia.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Noted.
Okay, so is there any more question or anything do you want to add to this meeting?
Just me again to ask one more time that everybody looks at that spreadsheet and also adds the levels of the type of health facility. That would really be helpful to have a good overview.
So, okay, so please everyone have a look at the spreadsheet and fill out and make sure that the status of the clinics are filled properly. So if if there is no more questions, I would like to close the meeting at this point. Thanks a lot everyone for joining this meeting, and I wish you a wonderful week. And thanks again for joining this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Have a nice
Thank
day.
you.
Nice week.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Yeah, bye.
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 Bye.